And here is where things start to move along in terms of story. Mega Man NG here, and I welcome you to another Dino Fury Season 2 episode review. I'm running late with these, but honestly, who cares? Like I said, I'm in no rush to do them all. I just hate being told when they're going to come in. Now I imagine how Linkara feels about that when it comes to History of Power Rangers. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Episode 6 of Season 2, Jam Session. I'll provide a synopsis and some details, and I'll give it to you straight. This was a really awesome episode, no doubt about it. Let us begin. Santaura is still gung-ho with revenge, despite Tarrick's objections. But regardless, his plan proceeds as normal with his Zord jammer. Meanwhile, Javi meets with his dad, who wants him to be there for his medal ceremony. However, change of plans prevent that, leading to a confrontation between father and son. As Void Knight's plan move along, the Rangers are Zordless. What can they do? Can the Rangers find a way to shut that jammer down? Yep, we got another episode review coming at us. Last episode centered on Izzy. This one is centered on Javi. Not to mention, it also has a lot of story progression that does pay off. Believe me, it's going to be leading to more stuff down the line. The plot has Void Knight using the Zord jammer to stop the Rangers from summoning their Zords. So the Rangers now must find a new Zord to take it down. But at the same time, there's a subplot with Javi and his dad, wanting him to be there for his medal ceremony. Unfortunately, when that doesn't happen, father and son confront each other. Let's begin with the debuts because I want to save the good stuff for later. Then there are plenty of debuts here. For starters, we get a brand new Zord, the Ptera Freeze Zord. The Freeze Zord, I mean. I mean, it's not Dino Fury without a pterodactyl-like Zord. We have it in Mighty Morphin, then we have it in Dino Thunder. I don't even know if they did that in Dino Charge. I think they did, but still, it's amazing. Plus, it's in Sky Blue, and I love that color, especially in a Zord like that. Not to mention, we also get the debut of the Ptera Freeze armor. And I gotta admit, the design itself is truly amazing. And yeah, it looks like an added bit of armor that gives the Rangers some needed protection. The design, like I said, is amazing. Plus, we got to see it in action when Zato used it against Void Knight. It was really cool. I mean that literally. Really, it was. And considering that the Rangers keep getting stronger, this is a needed boost to their arsenal. I mean it. Speaking of which, Void Knight's plan actually does come to fruition. It basically was hinted at in the previous episode, and now it follows up, as he uses a Zord jammer to prevent the Rangers from summoning their Zords. I gotta admit, it's a pretty smart plan, and I really like it when villains strategize and think the next course of action. It reminds me of how Lord Zed did in Season 2, using situations to his advantage and sometimes an inspiration to come up with monster designs to break the Rangers down. Sometimes it doesn't even work. Although I will say that in here, it did work for a time. And he almost would have won had it not been for the Ptera Freeze Zord. Also, speaking of which, I gotta mention about his wife Santaura. Turns out her desire for revenge has only motivated her to use up more Sporix energy. It's like some kind of addiction. But this episode also brings the debut of another menace that the Rangers are going to have to contend with later. The Void Queen. And here's a fun fact for anyone wondering. Like with the previous one with Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel, the Void Queen, yeah, it's actually based off Madame Noir from Rasha Sentai Tokyuger. I wouldn't be surprised if Tokyuger ends up getting adapted, because honestly, it should. And I'm still bummed out over that interview saying that Lupat will never get adapted due to real life stuff. I call that a load of BS. Honestly, it just is. But yeah, now with the Void Queen arriving and becoming an even more powerful menace than Void Knight itself, guess what? Tarrick really did screw up and screw up bad. Sure, he had good intentions, and he's actually one of the few people that, well, he may be a villain, but he has standards. Unfortunately, sometimes that leads to this. Maybe he should have reconsidered not reviving his wife if it mattered that much to him. I really hope to see how this will turn out as this series progresses, since now we have a new big bad to deal with. And now we come to the best part about this episode. I'm serious. It was been hinted at this for some time. Javi and his dad. And I don't know if you've noticed, but throughout much of the show, we see Javi enjoying instruments like music. And it's something that his father doesn't approve. He mostly enjoys them in secret, away from prying eyes. But this was the episode where it all comes to a head. Yeah, I'm just going to be blunt. Javi's dad does care for his kids, but at the same time, he's kind of a hypocrite. And the fact that later on, Javi's dad confronted him about him not showing up for the medal ceremony since he had to take care of had to be part of a band, which I forgot to mention. Yeah, the band leader guy was a bit of a douchebag. I'm serious. He was a douchebag, but it turned out he had a ranger key, and the only way that he would give it up is if he would be a replacement for someone who just quit. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but hey, at least it was something. But yeah, what I really liked was that, yes, Javi called him out. He called his own dad on the hypocrisy and called him a hypocrite. And that was a shock. But at the same time, it made his dad realize, yeah, he screwed up. He screwed up badly. And it didn't help that, well, how do I put this in the right words, that it's been like that for a while. And to see it all come to a head like this is just a bit of a gut-wrencher, to be fair. To me, in my opinion, I really do like this. And it was handled very well. But like I said, at the same time, it was built up throughout this series. It was like hinted at in like small bits and like in some moments in episodes where Javi was playing instruments and then his dad shows and he didn't like it. Yeah, it was hinted at this for a while. And seeing it all blow over, like reach at a boiling point, yeah, that is some good payoff. It really is some good payoff. And I have to wonder, in my opinion, if that these two don't see eye to eye. I'm serious. I have to wonder if they did. But all it took was one moment for all to blow over. The good news about it is that the two made up. But that mostly happened after his dad saw how good he was at the concert. I'm serious. Later on, after Javi left, his dad got to look at the streaming, and yeah, it made him realize, yeah, what have I done? I need to set this right. And the ending, seeing father and son reconcile with the dad finally deciding to support Javi's dreams, that is a strong payoff to a little bit of a mini story arc that had small hints. And it led to a satisfyingly good ending. I really do like it. And it also gave Javi some needed character development. Because, honestly, I wish more of these series had stuff like this. I know Operation Overdrive, in my opinion, was the biggest example with the whole Mac character development and how it was hinted at throughout the entire show. It started at episode 1. But stuff like this is what makes watching Power Rangers worth it. Sure, there is the action, the good guys versus bad guys, but sometimes I like moments like this where characters develop better and they become better people. It's just truly something that I look forward to, in my opinion, and something that I enjoy a lot. Overall, this was an awesome episode, and honestly, it's one of the best episodes of the season. I know there are going to be better ones, but for the time being, as I've been watching the show, this, in my opinion, was one of the best, hands down. It gave us many debuts, a subplot that reached its payoff, and things within the villain team are shifting, and not for the better, with the arrival of the Void Queen. I give this episode a 9 out of 10. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I could have gave it a perfect 10 if I wanted, but nah. 9's good enough. I really did like it. And I know it's also going to be setting up. It's going to be setting up for the next arc that's going to come on, starting with episode 7. Speaking of which, expect that to come in soon. Just don't rush me. Don't be asking, like, when's the next episode of Dino Fury? That's all. That's all I'm going to say on the matter, because I like to take my time with these. And this right here is a perfect example of why. So yeah, that is it with this Dino Fury review. Was it good? Was it bad? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. It means a lot. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I will see you next time. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. Ryu's so cool.